So my name is Mykel Salomon, Emily, and on the personal side, I was born in Cuba, raised in Brazil, but Miami has been home for the past 18 years. That's where home is for me. I've always been in tech support, started as an individual contributor, worked for IBM in Brazil, then Office Depot, Burger King. At some point during my career, like anyone else, you need to make a decision. Where is it that you want to do the rest of your life? And leadership was that next step for me. And I got into leadership as the service desk manager when I was at Office Depot and supporting the whole support for the company, 40,000 employees. And that's how I got started in leadership, especially leading global teams. That's what I'm passionate. That's where my passion is. I'm very good with different cultures. I love traveling. That's my passion, right? And getting to know people from everywhere. Discover very early that that's what I wanted to do with my life. And I'm happy that destiny and life got me into the type of roles that I can enjoy doing by developing people and also working with different cultures.
Mm.
And I also have a consulting business that I provide automation services to companies. And while working on the side, on that side of the business, I have some conversations with people that they started asking what's going to happen if everything gets automated,
Mm.
right? And those conversations lead me to create the Human Protocol podcast. I have a podcast that I launched. It was the need to talk about how humans we will continue to remain humans in this transition and transformational period. And that's how I started thinking about, okay, we are talking a lot about technology, but not so much about us people. And
Mm.
that's what I wanted to focus on. And that's why I created this framework and that I'm planned to be my keynote speaking this year to put it out there in front of leaders and tell leaders we need to talk about our people first. It's not the tool before the people. No, the conversation needs to be put the people in front of you and start thinking on what is going to happen to their roles and how you can approach that in a way that it's the less disruptive for our people. Because to be honest, Emily, I don't think organizations are thinking about people lately. Everybody is the tool, AI, do it, implement it, I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Get it done.
we decision makers, we need to make decisions and we need to try to make it as human as possible. That's how I got here. It's a framework that I already implemented in my full-time job, going through the team through exercise workshops, and it has proven to be the message that I really want more people to listen to and think about. That people's AI first mean people's first. It cannot be AI first without the people. So that's what I'm passionate about. That's my message.
Why should our audience care about this right now?
Because everybody is hearing AI, and AI has become this big noise, and
Mhm.
especially in support. There is a lot of people are afraid or reluctant to talk about support because of the human aspect of it. We don't need to be afraid. Actually, we should not be afraid because this is going to happen to us one way or the other. Organizations will implement AI, especially in support one way or the other. We like it or not, but there is a way to do things, and there is a better way to do it if we keep humans at the center of this conversation. So, what I want to tell our colleagues and leaders is don't be afraid because this will happen, you like it or not, but
Yeah.
there is a way of doing it and keeping our people in the middle, in the center of this conversation. That's my message this year to all our colleagues.
Can you talk a little bit about how you've personally been involved with this problem and how it's affected you directly?
Yes, I've been involved with automation for the past 6, 7 years, but with AI being more mainstream in the past 1 or 2 years, especially, where I have to redesign my support organization. So, part of what I've been involved in the past year, Emily, is how we build and how I envision the support organization of the future. And from my point of view, AI and automation will continue to be a huge part of it. And then humans will be keeping the judgment part of our operations. And what I've done in this current role this past year was redesigning and re-architecting my operations in a way that, for example, the triage of the issues, the first point of escalation from customers, everything is automated for the
Mhm.
most part. And then
Yeah.
you keep humans in the loop in a way that you create your operations that whenever it's better for AI to solve it or to address it, will do. And then at some point it gets escalated and routed to humans. So that experience is what has led me also to take a look at from the different angles of humans in the loop on how this should be implemented in support.
And so, what do you think makes this a problem that's either difficult to solve or that people underestimate?
It's back to the challenge of having uncomfortable conversations with people. I think that's the key of all this. And where I've seen organizations failing on this, it's because unless you are able to bring your people together and embrace this and follow your vision, then these implementations will fail. You need people to be on board. And they're only going to be on board if they understand where they're going into the future and what is it for me into this new future, because those are the type of conversations that we need to have with our people. This is what we're going to do and this is why, but this is how I see you in the future and this is what you're going to be doing in the future. Some things may change and this is what your new role may be. It may be expanded, it may change, it may be different, but those are the conversations that we need to have so people understand what we're doing, what we're doing, but what is it for me in the future?
And
Clarity.
understanding and that like human connection is so important. The last question is why should someone attend your talk?
Because everyone is talking about AI today, and everyone is curious about how they can implement AI.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that at the end of my talk, they can leave the room with a framework and a process that they can implement, which means that you keep the focus on your human beings, right? And you don't need to be afraid of implementing AI. There's so many benefits if done right, but the focus is keep the humans in the center, right? Keep humans in the loop and have these conversations and approach it on a way that feels they feel part of the conversation, not that they have been pushed towards it.